So for a while now, I've wanted to start a video series with you guys regarding logging in World of Warcraft. And after throwing some ideas and bouncing ideas back and forth in my guild's Discord, talking about some silly things that I might bring up in a video maybe later this week, a couple of their guys encouraged me to start this series. I said, it would help some of our guys, our members, and obviously it would help any of you guys that are watching this video. So today we are going to start looking at logging. Specifically, we're going to answer a couple of questions before we start digging into the data that is logging. We're going to answer the questions of what is logging, why would you want to log, when should you be logging, and I think most importantly, and really the reason I think a lot of you guys would be here, how do you do it? How do you log? Now, this is a very basic, a very intro video. So if you're already logging and you're looking for some tips and tricks and kind of the way that I analyze my raid's performance, maybe not the video for you. But if you're interested in starting this thing, maybe you're a brand new guild leader, you've just started to be a raid leader, you just started a new guild, and you're interested in doing this, and you should be, stick around because this video is for you. So going through the questions here, what is logging? Logging is simply taking the data from World of Warcraft, specifically the combat log, and then uploading that combat log to a third-party website like Warcraft Logs, so that you can then go into the data and look and analyze things. You can parse through the data. That is all that logging is. It's a very simple process. It is a very beneficial process. The next question, why would you want to log? Why are guilds interested in doing it? There are two valid, I think, reasons for wanting to log. One of them is super important, and one of them is a benefit of logging in general. The first benefit to logging is that you have the ability at any point to go in and look at the data after you've uploaded it, obviously, and you can parse through and you can look for ways to improve your raid performance. You can look at who is truly standing in a debuff, who passed a debuff onto someone else, who exploded and killed 3 of your raid members during that one fight, who is and isn't flasking, who's doing this, who's doing that, etc. You can dig into the data, and you have there's no opinion, there is no conjecture, there is simply fact, and there is I hope, and I'm pretty sure, a joke running within my guild where I will analyze, and I'll show you guys how to do this. I'll analyze the logs for the week, and I'll go, hey, Raider number 1, mage guy, you stood in this, you screwed up on that, etc. Mage number 2, you did this, warrior guy, you fucked this up. And the general response for most of them is very beneficial. Some of them, though, is, I don't believe it, prove it. Well, boom, here's the data, here's the specific data point that shows where you've screwed up, you gotta fix it. A secondary benefit to logging is because you are putting your data and your performance out there, you can then go in and see where you and your raid members stack up against everybody else in the world that has a public log. So if you think that you are a badass, whatever you're playing, prove it. Show me the rankings. And again, we'll get into that, but it shows you how you and your raiders stack up compared to every other raider in the world. So it allows you to go, look, I can see that there are people that are doing X, Y, and Z. It's obviously beneficial. Your rankings aren't great. We want to improve them, etc. That is why you want to log. When should you be logging? This is actually a question that I've gotten quite a bit. You guys have emailed me. I've seen it on Reddit. I've seen it on other forums. When should I be logging? Should I be logging if I'm only doing heroic? If I'm only doing normal? Should I be logging if I raid casually? If I raid hardcore? The answer to all these questions is always the same. If you want to improve your raid's performance, if you want to improve your performance as an individual player, yes, you should be logging. I mean, there's really no question about it. You should be logging. If you are in a leadership position, hell, several people should be logging just to ensure that the data is captured and that there's no issues with it. But yeah, you should be logging. If you want to improve, if you want to see where you or your people stack up, log. It's a very simple process. It's very beneficial. So the final question that we are asking here, and probably the reason why you guys are watching this video, is how the hell do you upload? How do you log your stuff? So we are on my desktop here. You guys can see I have warcraftlogs.com pulled up in a browser. Doesn't really matter what browser you have. We're going to assume for the time being that you have never logged before, that you do not have an account with Warcraft Logs. So very simply put, we are going to go to the sign up page right here where my cursor is at. We're going to click on it. It's going to ask some pretty standard stuff, what your email, what your username, your password, confirm password, etc. It's going to register. Pretty easy to do. You get an activation code. Pretty normal stuff, right? Nothing crazy here. Pretty normal internet things. However, I obviously do have a Warcraft Logs account. So I'm going to log in here. You guys can see, boom. This is the dashboard when you log into Warcraft Logs. It shows all of my reports, obviously the guild stuff, all of the characters in the guild, as well as some interesting other things. We can see the highest item level apparently in the game, 386 right now, pretty cool. Highest heart level, good God, 30, almost 31 for home dude right here. We can see progression rates, method limit, whatever that is. You can see all kinds of stuff here. You can see the best tanks, the best healers, the best DPSers, mythic dungeon scores, DPSers, tanks, all these things. Pretty cool stuff. But what we're interested in just for today is logging. So what you're going to do is click on Install Client. It's going to get you to do a few things. Make sure you have Adobe Air, free download. You guys can click on it. And then the Warcraft Logs, not World of Warcraft, Warcraft Logs uploader, which I actually already have open here. Obviously, I've already downloaded it. It will get you to log in the first time. Use the same login that you guys created initially, and you present it with this page. This is specifically how to log. It gives us 3 options here. The first one is to upload a log. Quite simply, we click on it. It's going to ask you, hey, where the hell is the log? You are able to choose. Obviously, I have pointed to my World of Warcraft Logs folder. This is probably what you are going to start to upload. However, you can notice that it's pretty big, right? 900-ish megabytes. So if we try to upload it, and that's my guild, I can make it public, private, unlisted, description if we want, select specific raids. We're not going to do that. If I hit go, it's going to give an error message. This log contains more than 1 day of data. You must split it before you upload it. Cool. That's logging right there. What we would get if I uploaded this log is, let me click around for you guys, something to the effect of this, where you can see, hey, this is the data that we have, damage done, damage taken, healing, threat, buffs, debuffs, all this stuff. And this is what allows us to dig into the details and see who's screwing up, who's doing good, etc. Now, I do want to cover a couple of other things here, specifically because of this error right here. I don't want you guys to get disheartened that you've been logging for 3 or 4 days or a week's worth of raiding, and oh my God, he didn't show me what to do if I have too much data. Not a problem. We go back home, we can split the log. So we split a log. It's going to, again, tell you where you want to split it. We'll click on here, we go. It's going to split that log up by day. So it may take a second here. I'm sure I could continue talking, but it will take all of the data and it will split it up by day. I want to say that it zips it. I can't remember. So we're going to have to check back here in a second once it's finished. Now, through the power of Sony Vegas and me sitting here waiting for it to finish, we have traveled into the future. We have split the log here, and it gives us 2 questions. Do we want to delete it? Do we want to archive the log? We're going to keep it just in case we script this video. We're going to go back home. So now we have that day or that week or that month's worth of data, whatever it was that you guys have. We're going to upload it. Again, we're going to choose. Now you guys can see here, and I was incorrect, that it does not in any way archive, zip, raw, or whatever the file. But you guys can see that we have a by date. So we have March 24th, we have March 28th, 30th, etc. Ton of data here, right? A ton of data, and it has split it up every Tuesday and Thursday that we've rated since the beginning of the year, or at least sometime end of March. And there's your data right there. So we could take the log from the other day, and we could upload it. I've already uploaded it, but we could do it again. It'll take a few minutes, but easy peasy. Again, we'll use the power of Sony Vegas and time travel. All right, and once again, obviously, we let this thing run. It took a lot longer than I thought it was. It's not normally like that, so we'll chalk it up to doing the video. But there you go. Again, view report, and it allows us to delete and archive that specific log file. If we hit view report, it's going to open up the same file that we had the other day. It's loading the data. It may take a minute. Oh, there you go. So again, it's the exact same data we looked at. But that is how you upload a log. Now, there's one other option that I want to check out with you guys here, and that is live logging. What the hell is live logging? We've uploaded a log at the end of the night, or maybe end of the week, or whatever, the next day. But what is live logging? Live logging is the exact same thing as uploading your log. However, you do it as you are raiding. So at the beginning of the raid night, invites go out for my guild 8:55. Generally 8:56 after I send out invites, I open up the Warcraft Logs app here, and I start live logging. And it means that if we have, we're on a boss and we're just having a hell of a time figuring out what's going on, I can take a step back, go, look guys, take 5 minutes. Hey, my officers, let's go down into the officer channel and let's review the logs real quick. Boom, I can have an instant log. I don't have to upload anything because Warcraft Logs is doing it for me. And we can go, okay, this guy's really low. This guy's standing in stuff. Maybe the tanks could change this. Healers, etc. Blah, blah, blah. And we can make adjustments. We can sit people. We can move people around, etc. Or we can throw it out to the guild in its entirety and go, hey, we're not seeing what the problem is. Let's take 5 minutes or let's take a break and let's look at it and see what the hell is going on. It just allows even quicker access to your log to analyze it right then and there on the spot. That, guys, in a nutshell, is how to log your data for World of Warcraft. Hopefully, and I truly mean this, hopefully this initial video is something that helps you and your guild. I would encourage you guys to definitely log every fight that you have, if for no other reason to improve yourself. There are several add-ons, and I'll show you guys in game here in a minute how to start the combat log and whatnot. But I encourage you guys to definitely do this. It's great for improvement. It's great for checking out where you stand against other raiders, and in general, it's something I highly encourage. Hopefully, this helped you guys. If it did, you know what to do. If you didn't like it, if it didn't help you, you know what to do. Let me know in the comment section down below. Until next time, guys, I'll see you.